Hello and welcome to We Got a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We're going to cover it all. My name is Randy.
And I'm Doug.
And I'm Koko Yanaoka, Ken.
Oh, beautiful. We are the world's strongest under the heavens trio de dangers, here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. We're going to wrap up our Garlic Jr. talk, but first, Dougie, tell me what's up.
Dude, I can't wait to show you this new figure I got right here for the people viewing. I have nothing in my hand because my package was stolen by the delivery driver himself. Got something imported from Japan. He took pictures of proof of delivery, but it's of some mailroom that I have never seen before in my life. We don't even have a mailroom. And I actually contacted I'm good friends with our mailman. So I asked him, like, does this look like familiar, like anything on your route? He's like, I literally live there. That's like my apartment building is like complexes, mailroom 2 blocks away or whatever. So basically I looked them up. If you guys ever have to use the shipping company called UniUni, do not. If you can, I don't know. But they are notorious for like stealing packages. The drivers just take a picture of your package in their car, drive up to your location so that the GPS is like, oh, you're there. Then keep driving with your package away to some other location, takes a picture of a random mailroom, and then that's the confirmation delivery picture. So my $280 worth of figures from Japan is now gone, and I might get refund. I don't think I will. Like they're fighting me for it. They're like, oh, I want to see this and that, but I'm like out now because of this freaking tariffs is the main reason. I had to resort to using a different shipping option because I couldn't use USPS anymore, which I loved because it was cheaper. It took 2 months, whatever. I don't care for waiting. It was cheaper. It was reliable. Collecting is done, guys. What am I going to do? I'm scared to ship anything now internationally. So I guess I'm done collecting everything. So I got this new Pikachu though. This is Christmas time.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah. But yeah, that's me. I'm like scared, angry, upset, everything you can be for situations like this. It's a never ending thing too. So this is the reality we live in now. But yeah.
I am bummed. For you. That sucks.
Yeah. I made chili today though. So that was good.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Beans or no beans?
Beans, of course. What? Chili without beans?
Some people don't do it. And they've
gotta
got
go full beans.
Opinions.
I'll eat chili with beans in it, but I'd rather not have beans.
There he is.
Wow.
We found him, fellas.
There it is.
No bean chili man. Oh, speaking of the no bean chili man, Ken, how are you?
You guys watch them Keeleys?
Oh, yeah. The full thing.
9 awards for Expedition 33.
Hell
Biggest
yeah.
in history.
If you thought we were going to stop talking about it,
The world
no
can't.
way. But it's been funny in the wake of this. Yeah, like it won all these awards and it's been great, but it's really brought out the most toxic anti-fans and just people really outing themselves. Like, you just block them.
Making life easy.
But I have to say, like, I think each one of us, the 3 of us, have different gaming tastes for like the most part. But we all coming at it with different thoughts and everything, and we all love it. So it is a universally loved game for a reason. I think, like, if you give it a shot, honestly, it's something for everyone.
Yeah, 100%.
And, I didn't want to play it for the longest time. I thought the way people talked about it was obnoxious and grossly xenophobic. And Randy played it. Mike played it. And most importantly, Vic played it. And then I decided I would play it. And I fell in love with it. And so just open your heart, open your mind. If you're really against Expedition 33, I was kind of there with you at one point in time. And I came around.
Same.
It's my game of the year.
Yeah.
I love it.
It won all these awards for a reason, man. It really is fantastic. Music-wise, too. Oh, man.
Now, I want to pause right there because Ken said I wasn't interested in playing it for the longest time. And I heard Doug say same, even though it was like June. And I showed it to you in person. And you were like, I love this. I'm buying it the second I get home.
No, before that, like, I've heard about it. And then you and Tyson were talking about it. And you're like, gosh, have you got to Act 3 yet? I'm like, what is this? And me thinking there's like 20 acts. I'm like, why is Act 3 so important? It's like, okay, no. Then you showed it to me, Randy, in person. And I was like, oh, okay. Just from the get-go, I got it. I showed it to friends, too, who like aren't into that kind of game, and like, yeah, alone, they're playing it at home by themselves, like just like loving it, and so it's a really good game, good story, everything about it.
I did the exact same thing to my sister that I did to you, Doug, and at the end of that, she just got out her phone and jumped on the PlayStation app, and she's like, I'm just buying it right now so I can play it when I get home.
I think the main thing was like that is like $50 in this like $80 per video game world. It was just $50. It's like, oh, how can I not?
And now we get a whole new expansion of stuff, and guess what? $0.
Free, baby.
It's very swag to come out, accept the Game Awards accept the Game Awards Game of the Year award, and then be like, by the way, there's free stuff out right now.
That's power to the player. Was that GameStop logo?
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering if Death Stranding 2 would have been the one. Would we have gotten that? Oh, it's coming out to PC at this point, because I know that there was like a Korean ratings board that's like, oh, yeah, we've rated it for PC. So it's like, oh, maybe a Game Awards announcement, but it didn't happen.
Death Stranding was never going to win that. But.
Oh, that's fine. Well, what else besides the Keeleys?
Well, I have been playing, I said I was going to play it. I have been playing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And I can confidently say that it is great. A lot of Metroid fans are upset because they feel it's a little too handholdy and linear. And I don't necessarily disagree. First of all, there is all this drama about this Miles McKenzie guy that he was super annoying. He is not annoying. He's great. People are just don't know how to have fun anymore.
It's about to get nerdy in here.
But because, remember when I said that people were comparing it to Ocarina of Time? I see where that is, because in Ocarina of Time, Hyrule Field is empty. There's nothing to do in that whole thing. There's some grottos you can go into, and then there's those big turnip things or whatever that spin around and come after you, but nothing there. That's the way the overworld area in Metroid Prime 4 is. All the actual explorable areas are separated in these 5 different directions on there, 4 or 5. And then if you've ever played a Metroid game before, there's a lot of backtracking involved. Like, say you get to an area where there's a lot of lava and you're like, well, let me go explore with the new abilities I have to go see. Let me find the thing that will let me get to this lava. And then sure enough, hey, you got Screw Attack, and the Screw Attack will help you go find this thing over here that has this special armor you need to get into where all the lava is. But you just figure that out by exploring. In this game, they're just like, hey, why don't you go over to this new area and explore again with the new powers you got and try to find the thing that'll get you across the magma? They just say it, and they just tell you where to go. And I get it, because of all the areas are so far away from each other, it kind of gets in the way of letting you naturally figure that out yourself. But even so, I was giving this game all of the grace I could, and even I was like, ugh, man. But I get why they did it. And Retro did not start this game. Apparently, rumor is Bandai Namco started dev on this game, and then that's when Nintendo said... Oh, that was confirmed?
Oh, yeah, because they had announced it in 2017, 2018.
Okay.
They had said that's who's making it, and then 2 years later, it's not working out. We're returning to Retro Studios to do it.
So, how much of that original game in there was basically an anime tie-in, if Bandai Namco was making it? And how much did Retro have to come in and fix things? So, I don't know. I'm still having a blast with it. I still love it. It's still when you're in each individual area, it's still, that Metroid cycle is in there of exploring, and I've got the item, and now I can go do this. And there is reason to naturally go explore things yourself as you unlock the ice beam and different things. And you're like, oh, I remember I found this one thing earlier, and then you go check that out. But yes, I think it is trying to be the most approachable and broad appeal Metroid game. And that's why they're doing this. So if you know that it's going to be more akin to a fusion of Ocarina of Time and Metroid 2, and you know that going in, you're going to have a great time. This is still a lovely game.
Good. Great. I'm glad that you liked it, because, everything that I've been hearing on various gaming podcasts that I listen to, they're all like, yeah, I'm a huge Metroid fan, and I'm bummed about this. So it's like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. But I'm glad to hear that you're still into it.
Yeah. But Randy, what have you been into?
Moi? Well, I have been trucking through Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D for the 3DS. Last night I just beat the Great Bay Temple, so I only have one more to go, and we'll be clean and clear. I've been doing all the side stuff that I could, so I have like 15, 16 hearts at this point. I've got most of them masks, so it's good.
I've never played that game before. What's the big hype about it?
I mean, it's just kind of like everything works like clockwork, where you have 3 days to save this small space. There's a town. There's a couple of different biomes that you go to with other various, things like Gorons and Zoras and all of that other fun stuff. But you control the time for these 3 days, and, certain things will happen, and you'll want to be like, okay, well, I found out about this thing, so I'm going to go over here to do this. And then you'll learn like, oh, actually you showed up a little too late. This event happened before. So then you get a thing in your notebook that's like, oh, here's this. You'll actually want to be here for this. And then it ties into this other person's thing. It's just
does it feel as grandiose as like Ocarina, or does it feel like a spinoff of that?
So it's very interesting because this game was made, I believe, in like 18 months after Ocarina came out, because they're like, got to put out another one real fast, fellas. So I believe it was the first one that was helmed by Eiji Aonuma, who, is the head of Zelda now. And I would say that it builds on Ocarina in every single way and is very intricate and fun and well thought out. I will say that the Great Bay Temple challenged me in that I got very frustrated and was like ready to just slam that clamshell shut last night.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't want to do this no more.
Even as a kid in the 30s, it got to you.
Yeah, man, it was, and that's the first time I've ever beaten that temple. I've always gotten to it or started it and been like, I'm going to go do something else. But this time, wow, I did it. So
persevere.
Guess where I left off in my last playthrough? Great Bay Temple, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's how it goes. So we're going to see how it all turns out. I've seen how the game ends. Like, I watched my uncle finish it. So I had seen everything leading up to Great Bay, and then this kind of stuff happens, and then the ending happens. That's all that's been in my brain. And it's good. I'm going to finish it this year, dang it, and I'm going to finally feel complete, and it'll be nice. Otherwise, I watched the most recent season of Great British Bake Off, so that was very good. And
did you notice
I'm sad that it's over? There
is an episode where Jasmine is basically cosplaying Boo Arc Android 18.
I didn't. I'm going to have to go check that out.
She's wearing a sleeveless denim, like, top, blouse, maybe, and then white pants.
Whoa, okay.
That's how, she has kind of round, almost big circular earrings.
I feel like that shows like how in tune Toriyama was to fashion, because that's just like a kind of like a timeless... It could be a common, like, mistakenly put together outfit, but it just works so well. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to take a look at that.
Toriyama, genius, but without him, I don't know where the story goes.
Yeah, who knows? Otherwise, my first semester of going back to college is over, so I've finished my design class, and that went really well. And our final project was to make like a lyric booklet, either for poems or music, just basically to assemble all the things you've done, working in Photoshop, working in Illustrator, and using InDesign to assemble it all. So I did mine on a band, and I think it turned out pretty well.
You made that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 12 pages. I did 20 because I'm a cool dude like that. But yeah, so I just picked a band, which is TWRP, formerly Tupperware Remix Party. And I just chose one of their albums, and I went through and I did it.
Cool.
That is
like a Final Fantasy game manual.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, it is the size to fit in a jewel case, so.
Nice.
And you got an A+, right?
I don't know. She hasn't graded it yet because
exceeds expectations. Stop exceeding expectations, Randy.
Here's hoping, because so far on all of my assignments, I have gotten 100%, except for one where I missed 3.67 points. So I would really like it if this one turned out. Yeah, there we go. See, it fits right in there in this
nice
CD case.
Now, Randy, what did you miss those points for?
I just did some sort of sloppy work. It was our very first practice exercise thing for using the pen tool in Illustrator, and rather than taking my time doing it the way she wanted, I did it the way that I found a really fun, neat, quick trick. So it wasn't as precise, So out of like 60 points, I was at, 58.37. So I'll never live that down. I wanted to be number one, 100% boy. Not going to happen. But we'll see how this one goes. And it was a lot of fun. Vegeta. I'll be number one. And so it was a good time. And I am looking forward to doing more. I got kind of excited because she emailed all of us and was like, hey, I'm extending the deadline on this. And I'm like, I don't care. I've already handed it in. I'm done. And she's like, it's, I think, very important for some of you to just go ahead and take design tools too, because you don't want to lose this momentum. And I know that there's prerequisites that you don't meet, because I had this conversation with her. She's like, oh, are you taking that next semester? I'm like, no, there's other prerequisites that I've got to meet, so I've got to go take those first. But she's like, I will do an appeal to the dean to get you in that class if you want. So here's the form. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I took a look. Well, that class is like 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm like, I work a full-time job. I did this one because it was at like 6 p.m. So yeah. I can't do that. And she's like, do you want to do, what was it? Oh gosh, the word I'm missing out. It's like something study where you do it on your own.
Work study.
No, because I'm like, it's solitary.
Sleep study.
No. It's not that. Okay, I just can't remember the word. But anyway, you just kind of do it on your own. She's like, you'd meet with me, and then we do it. I'm like, oh, okay. So appealed to the dean to do that, and they're like, oh, because it's actually available this semester, you can't do it. If it wasn't being offered this semester, you could, but you can't. I'm like, well, okay, fine. So taking other prerequisites, I guess it is. Hopefully my skills don't rust in the meantime. But it is what it is. So,
Randy, I can just put you on practice making logos, these fake logos that I always
say. I give you plenty of things to print out for me.
That's true. I mean, I could also continue my PlayStation game case project that I was doing, where I'm, making game cases for games that didn't come out on the PS1, like Resident Evil 4 remake and Kingdom Hearts and all of that fun jazz. Because after doing that and then doing this thing, I'm like, maybe I want to do packaging design, because I really liked doing this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
you could really open up an Etsy shop and score big.
True. Or I could do box art for games that don't get, physical releases anymore. Oops, never mind. Everything's just put on web stores. I don't. Nobody's making boxes no more. There's other.
That's what I'm saying. That's where the market's at. That's where you could make bank.
That's true. Well, rather than talking about making bank, let's talk about making some garlic, some sweet, tasty, savory, umami garlic. I said sweet. I don't know why I said that.
You also said umami.
Ooh. Guys, we got to finish up our Garlic Junior talk. It's a 10-episode arc. We're going to do 9 and 10 this time. And it's episode 116, 117. Aired November 13th, 1991 and November 20th, 1991. And I just want to ask you guys, how did you feel about these final 2 episodes?
It was a tale of 2 different series. So tonal whiplash between these 2 here.
Yeah.
And it comes down to the writing. We had Sumisawa in 116. And in 117, we had Aya Matsui, who you may remember as a name from Dragon Ball GT. Of course, she did some Dragon Ball Z as well. But Dragon Ball GT, she did episodes in those first 10. I think she did the first 4 or 5 and then a couple at the end. But then left GT after that. And then we all know how that ended up. But she was responsible for episodes like episode 2 of GT, which is the one, where there's the kidnapping and everything happening. So she's really good at these slice of life things. But 2 different shows here.
Yeah, entirely.
And it was good. I liked them. I still really love this arc. I think in future watch-throughs, I would probably just forego 117, I think maybe, and just end it at 116. I don't think 117 really added anything.
But it ties everything up together in a small bow.
Kind of.
Everything being one part of this story.
Yeah.
Doug, what about you?
Valuable lessons learned here by Krillin that, he should, which is very weird in a sense that he finds his love partner in this next following arc. It's a lot of hindsight is crazy. But yeah, watching it, I'm glad it ended just because it was a lot shorter than I remembered it being. It was just a quick, like you said, 10 episodes. I thought this went on for 30 episodes for some reason, but not quick, dirty. very, like you said, very tonally whiplash of just like boom. Like it feels like they could have opened up this the second episode, but like 10 years have passed, and like nothing would have been different, right? But yeah, the second episode, a nice short slice of life, like contained episode. As far as the ending of a Garlic Jr. arc again, it's a shame it ended the same way the movie ended. But yeah.
There's argument to be made there.
Yeah, there's some more moving parts in it, which for the better, for the worse, I don't know. I feel that, episode 117, our kind of Maron Kuriden resolution, I kind of got distracted. I wasn't really paying attention to that episode. I was just on my phone. So I rewatched it at 4 times speed right before this recording and took some notes. But it's fine. It's fun, but I wasn't really there for it at the time. And episode 116, I didn't really like it either. There were some parts, I don't know. I felt like it could have been condensed to a half episode, and there was a lot of whatever, but we can get into it as we go, blow by blow, unless there's anything else anybody wants to say about their overall feelings about these two. No? All right, cool. Well, then let's jump straight into episode 116, Gohan's brief chance for victory. Destroy planet Makyo. ... So
it's time for one of our favorite segments, Bye Bitch.
Ooh, we're saying goodbye to this time.
Well, we're saying goodbye to Mitsuo Shindo, but here the bitch is in a complimentary parentheses
of course,
here.
Good.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because he is passing on. I don't know if he's dead or not, but he's passing on the kind of role of animation supervisor within Shindo Productions to Yamamuro at this point, and Yamamuro takes over for him, and then is a predominant force through the rest of Dragon Ball Z, of course. So this was kind of Mitsuo Shindo's send-off here.
Wow.
Huh. See, I did not know that. I know that I've always seen Shindo Productions for later episodes, but I didn't really pay attention to it being like, well, the man himself, no longer there.
I don't know if he wasn't there, but he stopped being animation supervisor in Dragon Ball Z. This was his final time.
Yeah, it's just kind of this is the last one for him, I suppose, and now Tadayoshi Yamamuro heading up Shindo Productions episodes, which at the time, yeah, man, kick some butt. I'm all here for it. So Gohan, he's holding a shield, Garlic doing his dead zone thing, Piccolo's fading, his Kami is just getting zapped. I don't understand where they all kind of like look up and they see that everything is crumbling, like clearly something is going on outside, and they're like, just turn up the juice and keep zapping this old man. Like, what are we? I can't get into the minds of these guys. Do you guys have a take on this?
There's no explanation. It's really just like they have to what is their goal? They have to be just mindless to be doing this to Kami. Like Kami's like talking to them as if they're like actually past gods, but they can't be, it just doesn't make any sense.
If I were to be writing around this story, I said last time, these are gods that have lost their humanity, right? Assuming that they were once humans and ascended to that role, much in the way that Kami did before. And by humans, I mean Ningen, mortals.
Of course.
And they've lost their humanity, and now they are... At one point, I thought maybe they were just... This was all a test, and they were testing Kami. No, they're just attacking him. And I think they're punishing him, of course, for his transgressions in the Shinsenkai. I don't know, man. But if I were to say it, I would say that they've just, Doug, like you said, become mindless, lost their humanity, and just like invaders attack.
I really thought it was going to be like a reveal, like, oh, this was a test. Why didn't they should have gave him a speaking role or something. I'm sure they're like afraid to kind of step on the toes of lore, like messing something up. But it was so weird to have them just not speak the entire time. I thought at the end when they were like, done zapping him, they were like, this is a test and you passed, which would still be stupid. But at least something, an explanation of why they're doing this to him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's confusing, and I just was rolling with it like, sure. This is going to keep happening. But I like Ken's explanation. Lost humanity, they're mindless and just basically white blood cells of the god realm. So just like, there's an invader, attack him.
They're like those Lord of the Rings kings of old. Frodo hits the... No, are they the Wraith? Whatever the one that attacks Frodo, and they're all like in the black outfits.
The Ring Wraiths.
Yeah.
The Ring Wraiths. There we go. So Piccolo has a new plan, which is tell Gohan, you got to blast planet Makio, just destroy that whole thing. And I just want to know, are there inhabitants there?
Are there living creatures on that planet?
What I'm thinking too. All three of us on the same page.
Yeah. Without even questioning, like, just blow up the planet. Wait a sec. Can we talk about...
They do describe this place as their home world.
Yeah.
Assuming people are born on this planet. And we haven't talked about an extinction level event happening here yet. So
any kind of life, any plants, Gohan just, or someone just blow up Gohan would just blow up that entire planet. And wow, he's a mass murderer.
Yeah, the goal of this whole arc is to make Gohan just a genocidal maniac because he's already killed all 4 henchmen. And of course, he takes out Garlic here and then blows up a whole planet.
Really takes away from the Super Saiyan 2 transformation. You have to kill. No.
Right. It is kind of funny how similar some things are, whereas we've got an older character instructing Gohan what to do and him resisting before finally giving in and doing it.
Yeah. I mean, the only concern now is just saving Piccolo and Krillin's life, so it's different there.
Yeah, exactly. He has this weird thing, I suppose this is in a bit, where they're like, oh, you have to do this. And he's like, no, I refuse. And he like screams and powers up. And it's like, okay, well, now we just have a different effect. Nothing has changed. Like, everybody's still in their shield.
They reused that shot of him like powering up the shield again.
Yeah.
So many times. There's so many. Okay, so for those of you that haven't seen the episode recently, it's Gohan with this barrier around Piccolo and Krillin, basically, for like almost the entire episode. And like there are so many inconsistent shots of like Piccolo sometimes being on the ground face down or sometimes being held by Krillin, like shot after shot. It's like, what are you guys doing here?
We're just reusing different parts from different parts of this conversation and just like, who cares?
But man, Gohan has never looked better than in this episode. Like that yellow like hue that's around him because of the barrier and just the animation itself. Gohan looks awesome in here. Like I think when I see this shot, I think of the Doom Rider AMV. I think they used this shot a lot in that, or when it came up.
Now you've just reminded me with that yellow hue that I'm bothered by adult teenage Gohan during the Dabura fight and things where he's only got the one glove and for whatever reason that's tinted yellow when like nothing else is. I'm like, I don't like this. Put it back to white. It looks like you put your hand in something. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Just yellowed plastic, you know.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Our figures.
So the holy water is still spreading across Earth here.
Yeah,
and it goes over some country area where there's a lot of people like, eating root vegetables and whatever, which is, I guess, something a demon thing. One guy has on his hat Inaka no Hito. Now, Doug, do you know what that means?
No, but I caught that too in case it was going to be a Senpai question.
Yeah. It literally just means country folk.
Yep.
Wow. That's the beauty of Dragon Ball sometimes.
I should get something akin to that. I mean, granted, I live in a city now, but I grew up in a town of 700 people, so I should get a hat that just says Inaka no Hito.
The hat to say just USA on them.
Yeah. I suppose you're right. That's the exact same thing.
In any other series, I would have assumed that was just a note left on a
rough draft,
a rough draft or something.
We'll change this later.
Someone was like, "Is this supposed to go on the hat?" And they just wrote it in instead.
Oh God! Or like, what is it in Super? Like Gohan is carrying a book that's like
difficult book.
Muzakashi. So it's like just means difficult book. Like, all right, come on. Let's step it up a bit here, guys. But yeah, the water is still doing its thing. Clearly the sun is up. So like, obviously there are time zones. The dragon world is still a globe. So I think it's very odd when they're like, once the sun rises, if they're not healed, they will be demons forever. Like, the sun rises where?
It's the Cinderella effect, like midnight at this time. Midnight where?
Yeah. So sun is up, but it works. So I think that Garlic was faking, judging by this. So, yeah, Gohan is upset at the idea of pulling down the shield, power explodes, all that. The other commies stop attacking our current commie, and they look really menacing. They're still holding their hands out and everything, and then they just blast them.
Yeah.
Sets them flying into the sky.
One final boom, but was that like a defensive? Like, was that an explosion or was that a teleportation boom or what the heck was that?
Right. Well, then we see later, like, they pop up out of the ground, but it's like, why go through that method? Why explode them to send them up?
So weird. Could have been done so much better, like with more thought, but they just didn't.
Kami and Piccolo are out. Piccolo's fine now, which he decides to use that to attack Garlic, even though he was telling Gohan, you should blow up this planet. It's the only way to beat him. And I'm pretty sure Piccolo is stronger than Gohan at this point. So now that Piccolo is full strength, nothing's stopping him. He's not holding up a shield. Why doesn't he just blast that thing? I don't get it. But
anyone could have blown up that planet. Kind of like any one of those three could have blown up the planet, I guess. It didn't matter who's stronger. But yeah, I think he just really wanted Gohan to do it.
Yeah.
So he was like, instead of like my plan is to attack Garlic Jr., it was like my plan is just get out of here to let Gohan do it. But then also there's still Krillin there, so.
Yeah, based on some stuff Piccolo says at the end, I think it was he wanted Gohan to do it.
Right. Very Goku, again, later for the Cell arc of like, Goku probably could have taken out Cell, if he had blasted him a little lower or wherever his nucleus was at the time. But it's like, no, I want Gohan to do it. Like, okay, fine.
Oh, wait, did Piccolo leave the barrier to attack Garlic, or did he leave to then save Kami? So I think
he
that
jumps over the barrier to knock out Piccolo or Kami and Popo, and then he flies towards Garlic to do something. Garlic starts blasting at him, and so I feel
like that's a lot more forgiving. Like, we're not in that time space. Like, it's like, oh, my reason is to save Kami while I'm out here. Gohan, do it, kind of thing. And yeah,
he's kind of going for both anyway, and going that same direction. Like, you just go for it, man. Yeah, you could explain it a bunch of different ways, and I guess like it is what it is. But I
didn't like the whole just the wording of like my powers back to full. It feels very like Dragon Ball Z for people who don't know Dragon Ball Z in a way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like how does power work in this? It just feels like, I don't know, redundant. I don't know.
Right. That is just kind of, this is what everybody makes fun of, is specifically things like
now
this.
Now that Kami's not getting zapped, my power's 100%. Like, wait,
even though
you've been battling though, like.
Yeah, I'm tired from all of that, but now I'm fine. He laid down, so he's feeling a bit better. He had a little bit of a
He's been in Krillin's embrace for a while.
So Kuririn takes off to help Piccolo, and they both are begging Gohan to fire. Gohan does the shield power-up thing, but then it turns into a ball that he shoots, but now cut to him, and he's shooting a beam, and now cut back to Garlic, and now it's just a ball again. I'm like, what are we doing here? I know that it's just whatever, but I feel that sometimes the action in these TV filler episodes, they don't know what they're doing, which is weird because they'll make movies that clearly have no, source material. They could be like, let's use this as a storyboard and figure out what characters are going to do what and what actions equal what. They're just like, have them do an action and then, something will happen.
It really had that, like, let's wrap this up feeling, because even the animation quality dipped very badly during that. Like, even the big blast Gohan did to defeat the planet, to blow up the planet, to mass murder a whole planet, guys.
There we go.
Looked horrible. And it's just like, we're just wrapping this thing up. Let's just I thought maybe that beam that Garlic Jr. did, like a circular thing, would have been like a target that Piccolo was going to use to like punch a hole through Garlic Jr. again. But it's like, no, it's just a weird attack, which I'm all for weird attacks, but
yeah,
it's just, I don't know, weird for weird's sake.
Different shapes for different folks.
Yeah. I liked how Krillin actually, though, while he was the only one left in the shield with Gohan, was like, Gohan, forget about me. Just do it. I don't know if I like or don't like that, because a smarter Krillin would have like looked at the situation like, I'm not going to be able to... Gohan won't do this with him knowing that I'm dead. I'll lie to him, say that I'm okay, then go do it. Would have been like a better alternative, like a character moment.
Well, you got to remember, and this is just so strange. Gohan has the shield to keep himself safe, but also for his friends. Now, Piccolo's already left. He's clearly okay. Like, he doesn't need to be saved.
Right.
And now Kuririn takes off, does the same thing. There's no danger of them being sucked in. They're just dealing with Garlic. So, like, why is he even holding the shield in the first place? Everybody's fine. They're okay. They can handle themselves.
Maybe Garlic was the one that was, like, igniting the vacuum. And so, like, while he's distracted by Piccolo and Krillin, the space is safe. The air is space of the wind. I don't know.
Also is confusing, because he opens the dead zone, which we've seen before is like, a spiraling hole in the sky. And now, if like this episode, it seems like the suction is straight to Garlic himself. And I'm like,
yeah.
What? What is happening? Where is the source?
For the longest time, I'm like, is that the planet or is that the dead zone? Like, it was huge and like right there. Like, whoa, the planet got here real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what would happen to the tides and that?
The tides.
And you're blowing up a planet that close to Earth.
Yeah.
He's going to take out the whole thing. We've taken out the moon multiple times, and clearly nothing bad has happened. So tides are not a thing that exists in the dragon world. We don't have to worry.
Gravity just works different.
Exactly.
We're ragging a lot on the stuff that's happened in this episode, and I still really do have a lot of praise for Sumisawa in this 9-episode run of the Garlic Jr. arc. But yeah, his ability to maybe instruct the directors and the animation side of things to express his ideas a certain way, maybe that's where things fall apart. And I think, we talked about even in the episode, like Piccolo would flip around which way he was laying. Kami's legs change in this episode from shot to shot, whether he's wearing pants or not. It changes in this episode. And so I think there was just so much discommunication.
Yeah.
Not just between like the entire greater Dragon Ball Z team, but yeah, in each animation studios, they were just like, just work on it, just do it, get it out there. And so I think maybe that's to the detriment of what I think is some really amazing work that Sumisawa was trying to do here.
Yeah. And you know what I could have gone for is a few more episodes, maybe taking place in the Dead Zone. What if he successfully got them in the Dead Zone and take maybe like 1 or 2 episodes of being in there and then finding a way out? Because obviously if Garlic Jr. got out just by sheer strength alone, it'd be another thing where taken from future Dragon Ball where Gotenks Super Saiyan 3 yells at the Room of Spirit and Time and opens up a portal back to the real world. We could have used maybe some of that just to like make it a little different than the ending of the Dead Zone movie. And there's one thing in every arc that we always come away with that we don't come away with in this. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a friend. We don't come out with a friend in this arc.
You can't do that in filler.
Everyone is just even Higher Dragon became a friend out of one of the movies, but I mean, no, all the movies, you're right. The movies are none, but the arcs in general, like in canon, we got Vegeta, we got Piccolo. Yeah, it's like all friends are made from enemies. But so being in the Dead Zone, maybe seeing some of Garlic's past and like, we making an empathetic villain. We come out, Garlic Jr. is like some side friend that we don't really see. Except in filler from now on.
I'm going back to my people, and I'll take Planet Machia with me. I'm a reformed man, and I'm going to make it a true, wonderful place. Bye.
Yeah.
He takes off.
I think it works well enough that that doesn't happen here. Because after all is said and done, Piccolo's like, that guy was an idiot. And Gohan, you really could have done this yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I have some things to talk about this whole denouement, everything coming to an end. First, we're going to cut to, Vegeta flying through space, and all he has to say is, I'm going to be number one. Like, okay, sure. You do you, Vegeta. And now we have everybody waking back up on the city. Oh, so
real
go ahead,
quick,
Ken.
to
You got something you
Vegeta,
want to say.
I did some extracurricular homework last night, and I watched 118 as well, which is, of course, the first episode of Trunks. And then Bulma is like, I wonder if Vegeta found Goku out in space, and they follow up on what Vegeta was doing in Garlic Jr. Like that story thread continues for a little bit into that episode with him landing. And then that's when Bulma's like, oh, you smell, you need to go take a shower. Then we get the bad man outfit. And so it dovetails into that episode, which I just thought was really interesting.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, you've got to follow up on those things, or don't. I mean, we had that one episode in the Namek arc where Vegeta decides to pick a fight with Gohan, and then is like, "Actually, I hate you all. Bye, suckers!" And then he flies off. And then next episode, he's just back.
Even Higher Dragon gets referenced in that episode in 118.
Wow.
Chi-Chi is like, "Why you just go hang out with Higher Dragon or something?"
Yeah.
Was that episode by Sumisawa as well? I wonder.
I'm not sure.
We'd have to follow up. We've got everybody in the city who's turning back to normal. Chi-Chi is also there, and she feels that it's okay to try to yell at what looks to be adults. She's like, stop riding those dirt bikes and go study more. Like, I don't like you.
A biker gang. The joke is that they are actual delinquents, and she's yelling at them.
Yeah.
I suppose. I don't know. I just have a bad taste.
And they could be like if they're the age of like in the Eyecatch movie, they're probably like teenagers as well.
It's true. I don't know. I just got the weird feeling of like random people thinking that it's okay to judge other people that they just see on the street, like to their face, like shut up and just leave people alone. They can do their own thing. Even though, yeah, a motorbike gang, probably not great, but
and it's Fiddler Chi-Chi, so she's the angry, unreasonable person.
But you have to also think how sheltered Chi-Chi probably is, and I don't mean like sheltered in like the traditional sense, but I mean she's isolated. She lives in the country her whole life, and she's a bunch of guys.
Hito.
Exactly. She sees a bunch of people like that. She just assumes, not necessarily knowing they could just be, well-meaning people. She just automatically thinks that. So I think it's social commentary, guys, about being more accepting and
it's also the joke that she
outside
just
of your bubble
snapped out of being a maniacal maniac herself. Like, what was she doing? On
what?
Those, you know what I mean? A crazy person. Like, what was she doing with those bikes that she was like stomping on or whatever? Like, or she came to?
Well, they were demons. So
right. But that's the joke, I guess, is that they're trying.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you were like, what is she doing in town today?
No.
Just like stomping on the bike. I see. I've ruined your joke. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So now we have this whole thing where we're back on the sanctuary. Gohan emerges and he's all alone. He starts screaming for everybody and doesn't see anybody. And then finally Kuririn pops up, and then Kami and Popo are up, and they're like, oh, we're all whatever. And then Piccolo, who is chilling on a rock like 15 feet away, is just like, hey, good job. Like, Gohan, are you blind? Piccolo was right there. And also, Piccolo, why didn't you say, hey, yeah, I'm fine? You were screaming for him. Again, things that don't make sense.
It has to be actually that Piccolo was like really beaten up, and you had to like, I can't let Gohan see me tattered up. I have to hide and climb on this rock while he's not looking. Play it
right.
Cool.
Now I'm trying to remember. Is it like movie 2 or something where Piccolo kind of like does something similar? Where
especially the way Piccolo like teleports to Gohan afterwards for no necessary reason. He like instant transmissions in front of him right here.
That's just how it goes, I guess. But yeah, and they're like, "Oh, good job," and Gohan's, like, "Oh, Dad, if he wasn't here," it's like, "Well, we didn't need him, and you always had it inside you." Like, oh, that's nice, and then bleh.
Yeah, but it's funny. Piccolo's like, "Yeah, we didn't need him. Also, this guy was an idiot, and he was weak, and you could have done him yourself."
Yeah, work harder, and Gohan's like, "Yeah, I do need to train more. I'm sorry."
Such a backhanded compliment.
It is. It really is.
It almost like it's like they should have worded it better, like they did in the Yo Son Goku and his friends return. Like, just happened when no one was looking.
Yeah,
the story.
And then real quick. I'm sorry. Just in case this is a Zenpai question, you know how we do around here.
Of course.
900N-CC is Kuririn's license plate for his car.
Okay.
That's all.
Gotcha.
Nice. Locked in.
We got it. Cool. So we're back at Kame House, and everybody's just like rebuilding stuff, and that's great. And everyone's just back to doing their thing. Piccolo's just standing there thinking out in the wilderness. And
as he does.
Yeah. And that's kind of the wrap up to episode, what is this, 116? Because I just wrote 9 in my notes.
Yeah, 116.
Okay. Great.
How old is Gohan during this time?
So this is like 6 months after Frieza? Is that what it was?
10 months. But he's going on 6 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my God, really? Because I was like trying to do the math. I'm like, we're introduced to him at like 4.5 years old or whatever, right? And like, not much time has happened since the introduction of him.
Nope.
But we're all kind of like internally assuming he's like 11 right now or 10. It's like, no, this guy is 6 years old. And then in the next episode, he's got muscles for days. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild how they draw these kids so jacked around this time. But it is what it is. And then eventually Goten and Trunks will just be little 2-year-olds for 12 years. So, that's just what they like to do. All right, so cool.
It's the effect of like the whole Super Saiyan. Like it's been a gradual, because everything in Dragon Ball was kind of the same too. But then I think I've been thinking about this a lot. Actually, it's the Kaioken was like introduced like big muscles into the Dragon Ball world, where it was like it like got to that point where then it kind of became the norm to like have outrageous muscles. Like Kaioken was the peak because it was too much, but then it let everyone be normalized to that. So we like used to bigger muscles and the power ups and whatnot. To now see Krillin and Gohan like this.
That was the peak, not grade 3 Super Saiyan, where They were jacked beyond all belief.
The peak of like, yeah, I would still say that. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
This what introduced it. That's what I'm saying. Like, we got boom and then boom and yeah, first big boom.
This is simply just the potential of the hybrid Saiyan, as Nappa pointed out.
That they are just naturally super strong and, ripped
this
up
is
and down.
Expedition 60.
That's a good reference that maybe some people would have gotten outside of the two of us.
So 117 is a key animation by Masaki Sato, but the real standouts here are Takeo Ide and Naoki Miyahara, who do just some great faces in this episode. To the point, they're so over-exaggerated that I was like, did Masunaga show up early ahead of Cockpit?
Right, but no. I mean, they do give me kind of the flashbacks of, because correct me if I'm wrong, but Ide and Miyahara. The other one that you just said, Miyahara, both worked on Super, and I have like, I can kind of remember faces like these in Super that I think was probably the two of them.
There's one shot of Marin up close, like where she's like staring at something, but you could tell there's like nothing going on in her head.
Oh,
but
all
it's like
the
a
time.
very unique like face, like it's very funny.
Yeah. So episode 117, You're My Guy, Kuririn, the 101st proposal. And
You're my guy.
We've got starts with them shopping, which is some good times. And I don't know, Kuririn's just kind of crushed under presents all the time.
Kuririn does not propose 101 times.
No.
So is that Kuririn would be Maron's, like the 101st person to propose to her?
I have to assume.
That's what I assumed, especially from coming from his insecure self. He's probably thinking in his head, like, oh, she's probably got 101 100 other guys out there that would be better for her than me, is what we're supposed to take that as.
Just doesn't make sense. You really have to put some stuff together, I suppose, for it to make any sort of sense. It's strange.
There's no recap.
No. We don't want to talk about garlic anymore.
Yeah.
This is all about Maron and Kuririn.
And the episode opens with what's his name?
Joji Yanami.
Mayumi Tanaka.
So the episode opens. The episode opens with Joji Yanami being like, "Well, that just happened about Garlic Jr." And then they just pretend like it. What did they say? It was like a serious scene out of a TV drama or something.
Yeah, a TV drama. Yeah.
Wow,
it's like one of my Japanese animes.
We have Roshi, who feels the need to call everyone about an emergency at Kame House, and they all need to start showing up, which we get to see Yamcha and his Titans outfit again.
Baseball Yamcha.
Continuity error here. Do you know what it was?
Did he have his long hair again?
He had his long hair. And I wonder, I'm not going to go look this up, but I wonder, did they just like reuse something from the Saiyan arc?
From the Saiyan arc, yeah.
It's redrawn because it's modern style, but I'm sure they just
modern.
Dug out the character design sheet and they're like, here's just the outfit. Just put them like
gotta
this.
Be it. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't bother to redo it. They're like,
I wonder if there was any... Oh, there had to... Yeah, because the manga was out, so I'm sure... This is like a funny little jab at manga readers, like... Roshi knows about Frieza, like that's what the emergency is, and then to find out that it is just a birthday party. Because even me, like forgetting what happens here, like, are we going to Frieza already, kind of thing?
Right.
You think that's what the emergency is,
but no,
that Roshi's talking about.
Roshi's the only one who can sense Frieza's coming.
Yeah, Roshi got a text from someone. He's coming.
He's got someone on the inside who's letting him know. But we are back with Kuririn, who sees Maron looking at a wedding dress, and he thinks that she wants to get married. And he's like, oh, could she actually want to? Oh, he's got a fantasy. Oh, go ahead.
Was it just me that thought this sounded like the Final Fantasy VII like title screen? Or just Final Fantasy in general title screen music? Where it's like...
I'd love to do it again. I don't know. I think
I was checked out, so a lot of this stuff I don't remember.
You were checked out.
So he does have a fantasy of them getting married, and this is our only shot of Goku this entire arc to be like, oh, wow, congratulations. That's like the one thing. Gotta get him in there.
It was like Goku's like, you lucky dog, or something like that. You're like, go ahead, you. It's like Krillin feeling finally superior to Goku in this one moment, and that's what gets like him excited.
And then he she like points out like, oh, and then there's that house, and he's like, we could have that house with the family, and he like sees that it's a bunch of like
knowing Marin, it's just her seeing, ooh, shiny thing, I like that. Ooh, shiny thing, I like that. Not any more meaning behind it, really.
We did give Kudoden a mustache in this, so they knew what was going to happen. Even though GT is also their own fabrication, so of course they'll do what they want to do. Turns out our emergency is that Umagame, it's his 1000th birthday, so we need to get everybody together. Roshi forgot about it until just this morning, and so we got to throw something together real fast.
And everyone was so mad to be there. Just like, you called us for this? You said it was an emergency, and like they were getting ready to leave, and then Umagame's like, you all came for me. I'm so lucky to have friends like you. And they're like, yeah, I guess we'll stay for a drink.
Right. What did Bulma have to do? Where she's like, you know, I had other things. She doesn't, expressly bring it up that like, she has other things to do, but they're all like obviously upset that they had to be drug here. But
I have to imagine it's a long distance from everyone to Roshi's Takame house, because they all spend the night too. Like, I noticed that they all spent the night after that. Either it's so far, it's like we might as well stay here, or a lot of them got drunk and like we might as well stay here because we can't fly home drunk.
Yeah, Goku or Chi-Chi and Gyumao would be the closest. I mean, knowing the map of the Dragon World, they're the closest. But yeah, man, I mean, West City is in the west. So Bulma is way out there.
The
I
opposite
think
side.
Bulma has the fastest ships.
It's still, even if you got to drive like a few hours, it's still a hassle, to be like, I got to drive home. It's a hassle.
Yeah.
Gotta drive to this island.
Yeah.
In my flying ship. We somehow, spur of the moment, put together a massive cake, and Roshi just apparently has a bajillion candles just hanging out. We could put them all in here. Huge cake fire, which is great. Kudoden and Marin arrive, and Kudoden immediately thinks like, oh, you guys, it's too early for us to have cake. I'm like,
you're celebrating us? Also, how did you know?
Yeah.
He's just built this fantasy up in his brain, and it's entirely taken over his real reality, which they are all talking about. Like, what do you mean? And he's like, oh, well, I'm going to propose and we're going to get married. And Marin is just like 4 feet from him, but she is just staring into the blazing fire.
That's when she's making that face, I think, that I'm talking about, where it's like very unique looking face, like puffed up cheeks and just like staring. With
now she's actually liking Umigame. She likes the turtle thing, but I like that she's kind of also looking in the direction of the fire. So I feel like she's a secret pyromaniac.
I like when she shows up, she says hi to everyone. She's like, hi, Yamcha.
Hey, Yamcha.
Well, I mean, he is a hottie, especially when he had his long hair 5 minutes ago. I mean, that's when it was really good. He got a cut just for her.
I think one thing that this episode does succeed at, and then again, because I watched 118, which has a little bit more of the Vegeta Bulma side of things, this is kind of showing us a split between Yamcha and Bulma, that Yamcha's like kind of openly being flirty with Meron in front of Bulma. And so then it just colors in more of that picture that we know will lead eventually to Trunks.
Right.
That's
good.
Yeah,
true.
Huh. That is well done. I appreciate that. So it's now nighttime. Like you said, everybody's kind of spending the night, and Kudoden is out thinking like, oh man, am I ever really going to get married to Meron and Umagame? I think, is he a mind reader? And he's like, what you want is the mermaid tear. Like, was he talking to himself out loud?
I like to think that Umagame is like not an idiot, and this shows like his character where he's like, oh, I know they didn't come here for my birthday, like, intentionally. And I get what you're saying, Krillin. Like he's like in the know of like everything. He's a wise old turtle, and like then he knew what was bothering Krillin. Like he could tell the moment he showed up or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Oh, interesting. Well, anyway, Kudoden enlists Gohan to help him dive and find it, and we've got our next day starting. Roshi's, of course, perving on the girls. Marin asks Yamcha to take her shopping, and she calls both Bulma and Chi-Chi old aunties. And this exchange was hilarious because I thought it like 3 seconds before they said it, because obviously calls them both old, and they both get they both get upset, and they're like, I'm not old, but maybe she is, and they both point to each other, and I'm like, wait a second,
I'm younger than you are.
Yeah, I'm like, Chi-Chi's younger. And she brings that up. It's like, oh well, you're just house-worn. Like, dang. I'm like, why did you make Bulma so mean? Like, why would she say this to Chi-Chi?
When it comes to age, it's like, screw you. That is funny, though. And it is like a reminder to the audience, like, oh, yeah, even though Chi-Chi does seem like the more older, maybe mature one. It's
well,
like, no,
got
she's younger.
a family, you know? She's got a child and Gohan. That's right. I said what I said.
A child. Oh
she has a child and Gohan.
But did any of y'all feel the same way? Like when Umagami was like, you got to go get the mermaid thing. You were like, oh yeah, we do have to go down underwater. This whole thing, like the remembering of what happens, like in this episode. Not what happens, but just like, oh yeah, we have to do this whole arc underwater.
I think anytime these characters have to go underwater looking for a ball, with the marked exception of when it happens in the Red Ribbon Army arc, it's just not great. Like, I think the worst episode of any Dragon Ball series is when Bulma is having to find those Dragon Balls on Namek. Mm-hmm. The one that is a purely skippable episode of Dragon Ball Z. It has no non-filler element to it whatsoever, I believe. I think that's the worst episode, and this just is evocative of that. It gives me flashbacks to that episode. I didn't care for this part at all.
There's one part in it that did make me giggle, which is they're all looking for it. Gohan looks inside of a sunken ship, sees so much treasure that would be life-changing, and goes, no, that's not it. And then just leaves. I'm like, Gohan, you're supposed to be smart. You idiot child. Oh, my God. Hilarious.
He's book smart, not street smart.
I guess. Or water smart while we're at it.
Water smart.
They see a sparkle in a cave. They get attacked by some fish, which is apparently horrifying considering what they just went through 2 days ago, but whatever. This is fine. And then they find the pearl where the big eel attacks them, and it's a whole kerfuffle. Kuririn threatens to blow this eel apart and then accidentally destroys some rock. It's going to crush the whole thing. And all the fish work together to save their special pearl.
Yeah.
See, I thought they were going to reveal that this wasn't a pearl and that this was like the eel's egg or something.
Right.
And no, it's just a pearl.
They just
really
love
protecting.
it. It's their treasure.
Which, hey, I would too if I was a fish.
Yeah, man. Think how many figures with tariff shipping you could get by selling that pearl.
Krillin's a stronger man than I am then.
I like
sorry,
that.
fishies.
Gohan needs to be like, it's their treasure. Can't you just get something else from Maron? And Kuririn's like, oh, I don't know. Just really contemplating.
In that moment, I'm on Gohan's side, like, yeah, but then Krillin thinks of Marin. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, she's hot. I gotta double that. Krillin, you're a stronger man than I am, man. I would have gotten that pearl. But I do like you were saying a little bit earlier, Randy. It's like, yeah, they're going up against fish. What's the big deal, kind of thing. But it's like I like to think that because they're so morally good,
yeah,
they're thinking of like not hurting the fish. It's a different battle when it's something against something you don't want to hurt or something that's innocent.
I'm not saying punch them all. I'm just like, you're being assaulted by them. Like, this is nothing. I don't know why I'm bothered. Just keep swimming. You're fine. Put a shield. Make a shield, Gohan. You're so good at that.
They don't want to disrupt the waters, man.
Oh,
the fishies.
Can't do that.
But yeah, they see the pearl. They don't go. They decide to back away and like, nah, let's not. I'm going to give up Marin for it. Basically in his head.
The eel fighting and the eel design really evokes GT to me, even though this is 5 years off. I don't know. It's just what it does.
It's not many years actually. Now you put it in that perspective. GT's only 5 years away from this. That seems like
in real
quick.
time.
Kuririn is feeling down because he doesn't think he has what it takes to make her happy, and he, says something to the same thing, and she just goes, "Oh, I wouldn't have mind being your bride," and he's like, "Huh?" Turns around and she's already gone, walking away, and then some smooth talker shows up, and immediately she's gone. I'm like, well,
smooth talker, yo, want to come with me?
Want to come on a car ride? His voice acting is so ridiculous. I'm like,
yeah,
I have to get some clips of that and put it on the soundboard just because he said some dumb things and I loved it.
I wonder, this episode or this the lesson being taught here is so good, but it's also mixed in with a lesson that's not so good. Like, I think a lot of people, maybe especially boys around the teenage age, are more focusing oh, Marin, oh, she's just a flirt and a slut. Should be focusing on Krillin and his attitude, where the moral is yo, dude, be confident in yourself. Don't be so what is it? Just be more confident. Yeah, girls like confidence, and it's very much so. She would have been with you if you were confident. That would have been a train wreck of a relationship, but that's not the point of the thing. It's just no, you in general can, respect yourself more is the lesson.
But I mean, we all know that nice guys finish last, and which
that's not the lesson right now. That's the wrong. That's what I'm saying. Is that's the wrong takeaway.
Sorry,
of, like,
I've seen an AMV a lot, and it just kind of.
Oh, were you were referencing my AMV?
Yes, I was, which was funny. I was watching this episode when Andrew came in, and he just goes, "Nice guys finish last." I'm like,
oh my
God,
God,
it's a lot of it taken from this.
That's crazy. For those that don't know, I made an AMV like basically of the whole Maren Krillin relationship to the Nice Guys Finish Last song by Niga Higa.
Yeah, you have to slow down when you say that. I know that I do.
I know. I make sure I enunciate the YouTuber that's his full name. Whatever. Yeah. Even I probably took the lesson wrong in that making that AMV, but I just did it for the laughs.
Right. Yeah. You were just going with what the lyrics were and just use whatever the visuals are. But it's good. Anyway, Kuriden shows back up and he's like, "Oh, she's gone. I broke up with her, but I'm going to be just fine." And everyone's like, "Oh, good. She was kind of bad anyway." Except for Gohan's like, "Oh, Kuriden, I feel bad. Like, that's not what happened." And then we see him crying behind the sunglasses.
I felt those tears, man. Just like hiding, thinking everything's fine.
Yeah, he's doing the laughing, crying emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And that's the end of it, guys. This next up, Frieza's back, but we're not gonna watch that episode.
But it's not the end of Maren.
I wanted to. No,
she does come back later.
Yeah, we use her in a good like exposition type way.
Yeah, to explain. Roshi's able to come around to all the kids who didn't see the original Dragon Ball and to kind of explain Goku's story.
She's there for the American audience.
And then Funimation is scrambling because all of a sudden they have to dub all of these characters and everything for a flashback because they hadn't done the original Dragon Ball yet.
Oh, wow. I wonder how many actors line up that are like, yeah, this is the same that show up. But
we'll never know.
We'll never know.
It's just Chris Sabat in line with himself.
Yeah, probably.
That's the easiest way to do it, isn't it? I mean, the likelihood at this point is like he'll just do it anyway, so might as well just give it to him now. But that ends our Garlic Jr. journey, guys. I mean, obviously, we'll have to hear what people have to say about it, but for us, it's over. How do you feel with it in the rear view?
I'm glad it's done. I'm glad. I like I said in the beginning, I'm glad it was shorter than I remember it being. I remember this being forever, but as a contained story, it kind of felt like I was watching a C movie, but a longer version of it. You know, a C Dragon Ball movie.
I think it's still great. I think there's a lot more twists and turns to it than I remember. I am glad to say that I think a version of movie 1 could slot into this story. Heavily altered, like Kuririn's not there. No one knows about Gohan. Do the Dragon Balls get used? If they do, does it happen earlier than we would think? So it's a great little arc. I think it's best consumed all in one go. I know because I can tell you for a fact I have done this all in one go before. That's how I originally consumed this. Before it aired on Toonami, Blockbuster had the full set of VHSs to rent. And so my friend Chris and I, we rented the whole set, the whole arc, and we sat down, we watched it all in one go. And I think that is the best way to do it. I think the pacing to me is not as awkward as I think people remember it is, maybe. And opinion on that will change. Because I do genuinely think there is enough up and down going on in this narrative to make it interesting. But I had a great time.
Like the running of like Kami and Popo, I thought that was like episodes long. That was literally like one episode, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, you mentioning the Dragon Balls. Did the Dragon Balls get used in this arc?
No. But in movie 1, they're used.
In movie 1. Yeah, but then like this arc would have been like another idea. Like would have been, they're so desperately looking for like an A plot and a B plot. They could have split up our gang, like one searching for the Dragon Balls, like maybe Kami, Popo, and one other character to find a way to spread the water, as opposed to there being some mystic thing with the gods. Have them going down to Earth, find the Dragon Balls, and then re-meet some of our old Dragon Ball friends, but they're all evil now.
Could have done something like that. But you also have to keep in mind that I think, two episodes before this arc started was a whole episode long thing of like, and then they waited so many months for the Namek Dragon Balls to be able to be used again, and they made this wish, and then they made that wish, and they brought this person back. Like,
you're saying they're inert, they're not functioning right now?
Well, they wouldn't. Yeah. Well, Earth's balls. I don't know.
Doug, I'm actually going to challenge you on that because you talk a lot about how you wish certain story beats were more creative. And I feel like if we were sitting here and the Dragon Balls got used in this arc, you would be arguing that that was an uncreative move to just use the Dragon Balls again.
Totally.
Because this is the only arc in the series where the Dragon Balls are not used.
As I was saying that too, I'm like thinking like it's not very creative, but that's very like of this idea that it would fit with this like laziness of it. But yeah,
I don't think it's lazy.
Would have got some fun out of it to re-see old characters but evil. But no, yeah, you're right. It is creative and they did their best.
They should have just had the gods have at least 2 lines of dialogue to kind of flesh out what was going on there. And then I think that would have been perfect.
Kami and Popo were wasted, especially in a sense where we're not going to get much of Kami after this.
No. There is definitely something that could be used here. I agree with Ken that I believe this is better than a lot of people give it credit for. It's better than I gave it credit for. I just think there is some very awkward action and choices that are done where we could have really had something that knocked your socks off, like with those previous Kami having any actual interaction besides just assaulting these 2 dudes, and like let them have something where what they do has meaning besides like we got it down here and we tortured this old man for a while, but you know, it is what it is. It could have been better, but I think that overall a higher bar than I had it at. So, well, cool. That's pretty great. Well, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to hear what you guys had to say. So we'll see you on the flip side. Alrighty, we are back here with more We Got a Podcast, but this time we get to hear what you guys had to say about stuff because, as always, Ken is manning the blue sky, putting out the call, and he asked to hear what you guys had to say about the Garlic Jr. arc and if you feel any different from how you felt before, if you're watching along. So, Ken, would you mind taking this first one here from Final Forum?
Yeah, Final Forum podcast writes, and it says, just wanted to chime in with 2 minor corrections / considerations. Number 1, my understanding is that Gashu is pronounced more like gosh and is an anagram for sugar, shuga, as Toriyama had done for Rakum, Kurimu, and others. Sugar also fits with vinegar, mustard, salt, and garlic better than cashews. But isn't there like a cashew sauce or something?
Or maybe. But I mean, I don't know.
Like sugar better.
Who knows? It's probably one of those things that like no one has literally said anything about, so the world may never know.
Oh, yeah.
But sugar does make more sense, at least to me, knowing what I know.
Number 2.
Oh, that sugar.
The card game between Maron, Karin, and Yajirobe is, from my understanding, old maid. They are plucking cards, laying down pairs, and Karin is upset when he grabs the Obaba card. In Japan, old maid is called Babanuki. Lack of fluency keeps me from being 100% sure on these, but I'm about 80% sure. Good episodes, though. We're fast approaching this arc on our own show, and I'm actually looking forward to it, dare I say, a little more than Frieza and Goku simply slugging it out on Namek for, quote, 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, thank you for all that really great info. You know, it really helps us.
Yeah, actually.
It is true that these are so much better than Goku versus Frieza, to the point where I remember I was doing a rewatch like in 2018 of the whole show going through, and I was like dying watching Goku versus Frieza. And then I got to Garlic Jr., and it was such a breath of fresh air. And possibly why I look so fondly on this, in both in isolation and its placement in the series as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, cool. And I hopefully you have a good time watching this for Final Forum podcast. So people out there, check it out. You can hear more talk about garlic, and it'll be a good time for everybody. I'll take this one here from Kev Trev, who says, Turtle getting some love is great. Legitimately one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters. The few times he gets some dialogue, it's almost always wise and or hilarious. Also, I love that Gohan says, Sakana-san tachi, when talking about all the fish that guard the pearl. Like, he has to make sure that he puts in, you know, some form of respect. Calls them.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, you know, because Sakana being fish, San, of course, is like a, you know, respectful Mr. and Mrs. Tachi just means a group of, or, you know. Yeah,
it is funny how Umegame gets the most lines he'll ever have in the entire series just here, like in this filler arc. But yeah, like they said, like he is like 1,000 years old, so he's wise, you know, so that's why I think he's on to Krillin and, you know, everyone being there, not really, but He's
Right.
he's like the old guy the very old man who knows the family's in there for him, but guilts them purposely to staying. That's what he's giving off.
I'm usually a big fan of Steve Simmons. And the weasel's last fart. I'm here with him, right? I'm farting all the time, weasels and whatnot.
It's great.
But
Relatable.
when you have Sakana-san and Oba-san, and you translate that to Auntie-san and Fish-san, you got to find another way to work around that. You got to figure something else out because I just changing the first word, translating that, but then leaving the honorific. We gotta be a better way. But that's his style.
Mr. or Mrs.
Yeah.
Mr. Piccolo.
So Noah, aka Jello Shots, writes in and says, Garlic Jr. is the dumbest villain in all of Dragon Ball. He's immortal. If he just keeps fighting, he'll win eventually. But instead, he uses the one technique that can backfire on him, and backfired on him the last time he used it. Also, 6-year-old Gohan is ripped when he and Kuririn are underwater.
Disturbingly so.
I'd like to present this idea to you guys. Garlic Jr. got out of the dead zone because he became powerful enough due to the powers of Planet Makio, right? Mm-hmm. He's immortal. He can just train and break out again, this time of his own volition, not necessarily needing the Makio. Yeah, it may take thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
But he's not trapped in there forever. Not so long as he is forever.
So you don't think he's afraid anymore of it? He's like, yeah, I might get trapped in there, but I'll just use that time.
Yeah. He'll get out.
Just do.
That's what Dragon Ball Online was originally going to be leading towards.
Yeah. It was all building to Garlic Jr. arc part 2. One thing that, bringing up that he is the dumbest and that he is immortal. Now, how the subtitles use the word revived is used in different ways. They bring up that he revived himself and got out of the dead zone. And it's like, no, he just got strong enough and he was able to break free. But Garlic also brings up that with Planet Makio being so close, he's going to defeat these guys and then he's going to revive his henchmen when they were just incinerated to nothing.
Vaporized.
What magical powers does Garlic have that he is not, really led on? It's like, I have the power to just bring people back from the dead. That's just what I do. Full on Dragon Ball powers here. It's fine.
I had the power for Taco Tuesdays, and you guys don't want that? Okay.
Okay, fine. So Weeba says, poor Krillin, so close to his happy ending. After actually fully watching this arc for the first time, gun to my head, I had an okay time with it. We were given a story with the kind of consistent writing that we aren't typically afforded in filler arcs or even in recent additions to this franchise. With Gohan, I appreciate seeing him stepping into the role of Earth's protector. If I were to Toyo what felt out of characters, I can picture him calming down after everything, only to realize that he wasn't okay with what he did to protect the world, and maybe wants to avoid losing control again. I think with several small changes, this story could have been more fondly remembered by fans. I guess we should be glad that the gang didn't run off to an island on Earth with giant hamsters for a whole episode, or have 3 different Haya dragons break down on the way to the lookout.
What is that referencing, guys?
Definitely not a recent Dragon Ball franchise.
I really want a Krillin such figure arts of him with that white outfit on, or even the battle damage, at the very end of this. Dude, Krillin was a badass at the end of this, man. He really stepped up and sacrificed himself to get out of that keep calling portal, the barrier,
the shield thing. Yeah,
the shield thing. Yeah, it's cool.
I'm glad we've gotten more people to revisit this storyline, because I do feel like it carries so much baggage of being the when Trunks arc, right?
Yeah,
we just want to get.
Unfortunately,
we just want to get to Trunks, but you can't because this happens first. But this is actually good if you just kind of rip it out of that and just take it as its own thing.
Right.
It's got a lot of charm, that's for sure.
Yeah, or if you think about it outside of how American fans our age first got to experience this, where we waited forever till finally we could see Goku versus Frieza, and then we had to wait another 6 months before, now we've got Garlic, and now we have to wait a whole nother 6 months to get to Trunks. Versus if you were not reading the manga, but you were in Japan, this was weekly. This was 2.5 months, and then you get to see it. You didn't have to sit there and wait. I wonder when. You knew that it's coming soon. So,
but just taking it episode by episode, I could see as a Japanese kid watching this and just loving it, and just yay, more Dragon Ball. It would be great.
I don't think modern fans today won't really understand what our experience was like getting into. We all got into Dragon Ball at about the same time. And the experience was you were watching the Saiyan arc and you were watching Namek, and then you went online and you spoiled yourself on the entire series.
You found out about
Trunks. You knew Trunks was coming. You were saying the word Kaioshin before Funimation before Supreme Kai was even a glint in Funimation's eyes, right?
You put that J and SSJ and you're like, I don't know why, but you just accepted it.
You became like an expert on Dragon Ball overnight, way ahead of them dubbing like anything towards the end, where like there was drop off with this series, right? As you went along, because I think people were just like, well, I kind of already looked it up on planetnamek.com and I know it's coming.
Yeah.
And so to have, this, as an American fan, like you love the dub and you're like, Trunks is coming and you're like, I got to get through this first. Yeah, it was painful.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I still think it's such like a cornerstone of like so many things unintentionally kind of messing up with plot. Like showing Gohan killing before that's going to be a major plot. Showing Krillin with a girl, even though it's before that's an actual plot. Like there's so many things that the Kami and Piccolo aesthetic of it all just kind of like, I don't want to say ruined, but kind of desensitized. That's the word. Desensitized us to a lot of things that should have been a bigger deal during the Cell arc itself. And yeah, it's kind of weird to think about without it.
I really think that's Toriyama's fault, and he should have, tied back into this arc. Wow. Sucks to suck.
Maybe. It sucks to suck, Toriyama. Suck it.
All right.
Rob writes in and says, 116, the conclusion of the battle against Garlic Jr. It was nice. Glad Kami told off the previous Guardians of Earth. What a bunch of jerks. Gohan destroyed the Makio Star, and we never have to worry about Garlic Jr. ever again. The scene between Gohan and Piccolo after the battle was really sweet. 117. This was a nice slice of life episode. Wow. I'm going to say the name as you wrote it. Krillin breaks up his filler girlfriend, but the most important part of this episode was Turtle's birthday. It was just a nice scene and made me think, where's the SH Figuarts Turtle figure Bandai Namco? This was my favorite episode of the arc. As a quick note, when Irwin Toys did the Master Roshi figure, it did come with Turtle. So, Doug, if you want to hunt that down, you can have your very own turtle figure on your shelf. He's probably basically the correct size. Those Irwin and Jax figures were on a 5-inch scale, whereas Figuarts, of course, is on a 6-inch. But if you're listening to this podcast, of course, you already know that. Rob's final skeet here says, I will say that it was nice of Turtle to say that those about Krillin in the English dub before talking about the Mermaid's Tear. It was fun watching these episodes in English and sub again. I can't wait for Tenchi next time. I hope you guys have great holidays and great New Year's. Back at you.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob. It's always a joy
to
have you along. And Doug, I saw you dug out something from your library.
Dug out. Yeah, I found my Umigami. Really nice. And to go with Mudang. Just because.
One of these will grow up into a larger animal that would kill you if you came near to it.
It's true. Very, very
so
true.
Precious.
No,
She's so precious.
No.
She's fully grown by now, I'm sure, and would rip your head off willingly.
Totally.
All righty, cool. Well, thank you, everybody, again, for joining us on this wonderful garlic adventure, and I look forward to where we take things next, other than our Tenchi episode. Well, I was about to just say that, but you know what? You're on top of it, Doug, so you don't have to be surprised. In his graciousness... There we go. In his graciousness, Zenpai has provided us trivia, and he is sorry that he missed last week, so he has given us more questions.
No, come on. We gotta.
Well, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
No, that's how it's got to be, and you've got to be thankful. The man has been very busy at work lately, and he took time out of his day.
Thank you, Zenpai.
So,
official Portuguese translator of the Dragon Ball manga. Don't forget, that's who we've got doing this.
No joke.
Cockamamie job for us.
Yeah. Now, he approached me. We have to be clear on that. He wanted to do the trivia, but also, yes, of course. So, question number 1. Settle in, guys. Here we go. There is something that episode 114 was the first to do out of all of the episodes of Dragon Ball Z. What was that?
Dang, I think you talked about it, didn't you?
Show up Kami's skirt.
Oh,
prove me wrong,
isn't it?
I'm trying to remember. I remember him doing like this hoppy thing to dodge Garlic's blasts in Dead Zone. I'm like, could you see any leg in those?
No, it was a lot more serious tone then, so it wasn't the comedic show leg aspect of it.
Well, Ken, I think you had brought this up before, but it says featuring music from Dragon Ball Z Movie 5, The Incredible Strongest versus Strongest, which is, of course, Kula Movie 1. So,
hell yeah.
Dang.
No, I didn't bring that up. So he gets that one.
All right, cool. So moving on to question 2. On episode 115 in one scene, Mr. Popo's earrings had the wrong color. How were they colored?
What are they? He has earrings?
Yeah, he's got his big Android 18 hoops.
Like the
17
yellow?
and 18.
So they were colored wrong. I'm going to say blue.
I'm going to say white.
Wow, both wrong. It was red.
Okay. So first of all here, we're getting questions about episodes we watched a million years ago.
Incorrect. It's 2 weeks ago, and this is to make up for the ones that he'd missed.
No.
Okay. That's the excuse.
I'm going to talk to my trivia lawyer about this one.
Yeah. We've got lawyers on retainer right now.
Yeah, there we go. We'll give them a call. Your phones are already ringing, lawyers. Question number 3. There we go. In episode 115, were the infected members of the Z Fighters inside Kame House? Okay. I think this is a where. In episode 115, where the I'm reading this for the first time.
Because we know they weren't in
Where
that
are
house.
they? Yeah, they were gone.
Yeah. Because they don't show anyone on that island.
Mm-hmm. Where?
Randy is
Okay.
deciphering this question.
Yes, by also reading the answer so I could really make sure I'm getting it. All right, here we go.
Was it in Portuguese?
In episode 115, were the infected members of the Z Fighters inside Kame House when the sacred water fell down to the earth?
No.
No. We saw Chi-Chi with delinquents.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then what was Roshi doing actually? Like he was like, did I do anything inappropriate? And everyone's staring at him.
And he has a cape on. Like, so in his zombie state, he went and tied a little cape out of a dinner cloth, tablecloth.
Yeah. And was he like he looked like a cult leader because he looked like everyone was like, on like an audience for him. Like, what was he doing?
Hell yeah.
It's a good question.
Oh, they're gonna start an orgy.
Says no. While Kame House is shown, implying they were inside, the next episode shows us they were all actually far away in different locations. I mean, this is showing that it's going all over the world, and we've already got designs for what an area looks like, but I get it, where it's like, oh, there it must be in the house if they're showing this here. All right, question 4. In episode 116, one of the people being cleansed has a cap that reads, Inaka no Hito. What does it mean?
You know what I'm talking about, country folk.
Country folk.
So, official Portuguese translator says that it says rube, or literally person from the sticks. As far as I've always been in the know, Inaka is just the countryside.
Yeah.
So then
Hito is
Inaka no
person.
Hito.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I wasn't surprised for trivia this week, because I was literally like saw the hat and I'm like, that'll be a trivia question, I'm sure.
I was
Ken's got that.
rewatching it. I was rewatching it at 4 times speed because when I watched it the first time, I was like, oh, I missed what the hat said, but I'm going to have to take a look at what that was. And then today I was like, let me quit it. Stop. Okay. All right. I read that. I know what that means. All right, cool. All right. Question 5. At the end of episode 116, who are the 3 people mending Kame House while everyone else just goofs off?
It was Kame. I remember Bulma being sunbathing. Oh, and Oolong and Poor.
Yeah. It's Roshi, Oolong, and Poor, because he's using 3 people here, I think is a bit of a misleading way to word
Ningen? Or did you say Ningen? Or?
Yeah.
Ken doesn't consider Oolong and poor people, so let that just be part of the record.
They can transform into people.
Kakarot. They're beasts.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, I'm giving the point to Doug because Doug said it first. He
Finally,
came up with
after
everybody.
25
Yeah.
episodes, I have a point.
And guys, Yamcha can fly, so why isn't he just like hovering over?
Yeah.
True. Well, he's
I
gotta
was
take some
noticing
back.
how like every hammer Roshi hit, like Oolong would fall. Like, how is that vibration knocking you off the roof? That's so weird and funny.
Oh, here we go. Question number 6. What strange thing happens to Yamcha in episode 117?
Oh, the hair. Did you mention already?
Yeah, exactly. He's back to having long hair with a ponytail, despite having had short hair for the entire arc and going back to short hair the very next episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him.
Question 7. In Kuririn's wedding fantasy, which characters are present that never appear during the entire arc, apart from Goku?
Apart from
I was
Goku.
looking at the crowd.
got to be what, Tenshin on Chaozu, maybe? Are they there?
Booyah! Ken gets it. First try.
I was more looking for like obscure characters that like, oh, where's Marin's friends and family? But everyone else is like a generic character.
The Ginyu Force are just there. They're like, oh, congratulations. So happy for you.
Yeah. Shinji is there. Congratulations.
She never claps and says congratulations, Doug.
That's his final chance to do it. It's his chance to do it now, finally.
Yeah.
Tambourines here?
Before the show. Yeah, whoa. They've really made up. That's impressive. Alrighty, and then our final one, question 8. What does Kuririn's wedding fantasy foreshadow?
Kids? Oh, wedding fantasy foreshadow?
Oh, his mustache.
I mean, this is correct, but this is not what Zenpai Trivia Deity has deigned to be.
No, because that was in the kids fantasy, but the wedding one particularly. That Goku came back? No, that's not the answer he's looking for.
It is about a piece of clothing that a character is wearing.
Oh.
Oh, man. I feel like I made a mental note of something.
That Marin is a virgin?
No.
Because she's wearing white?
No.
I don't remember.
So, Vegeta is apparently wearing a pink t-shirt. Probably, if we were to see the back, the Bad Man t-shirt.
Vegeta's there?
Which she wears the very next episode.
Didn't even catch that Vegeta was there. And I think it's insane at this point in the series for Kuririn to be having a wedding fantasy and Vegeta be there.
Yeah.
What was the last thing that Kuririn would have seen with Vegeta? Blasting him through the goddamn chest and then watching him just get punched in the back by Frieza over and over again.
Oh my god. But it's also like
that guy's going to be at my wedding.
It's also like his dream, right? Because it's like his fantasy is like a badass guy just being like, lucky guy.
Yeah. You did it. Vegeta's making jealous. The best man speech.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
you're number one, Krillin. You're number one.
You're number one.
You're my guy, Krillin. You're number one.
Oh, that's good. Well, we have to close out on something that's so good. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for interacting with us. We love doing that and keeping you guys in the conversation, talking about our favorite franchise in the world. You can, of course, talk to us some more over on Blue Sky. We're at wegotapodcast.com over there. And you can shoot us an email over at wegotapod@gmail.com.
And thank you to Rifti Beats for letting us use his track, Kakarot Theme Hip Hop Track Remix. You can find that track and other great music by him on his SoundCloud. Ken, where can the people find you?
You can find me at detectivex.bsky.social, where I was looking the other day, I really don't ever post anymore. And I
know we need to step it up.
Well, we got a podcast account, posts every so often. But me personally, for my account, I feel like I've broken the need to post on social media. And I would really prefer to just kind of like lessen my digital footprint, So, but if you want to follow me over there, because there will be more Oobtober stuff in a certain capacity. I think, honestly, I have kind of like burnt out in a situation with Oobtober, and I kind of want to let it simmer into, when we hit October again, and then I ramp back up. But I do have several pages that are finished, and so I will be releasing those through January, known as, thank you, Randy, Panuary. Or Panuary, I guess, if you want to be technical about it. But Panuary is just kind of the better pun.
They'll never let me let down.
We'll do Panuary, and we'll kind of just release some more pages. Spoiler alert, we're still not going to be done with Oob versus Pan, though, so just don't get your expectations up. But anyways, detectivex.bsky.social for that.
And Randy?
You can catch me over at Saberbreaker at wegotapodcast.com. Over on Blue Sky, just look up Saberbreaker. You'll find me just fine. Doug, what about you?
And I'm Jabaz Doug. I post more on Twitter and Blue Sky if it wasn't like I do videos, right? So I don't think of Blue Sky to post videos. I do Instagram and TikTok and or YouTube Shorts. So find me on there.
All right.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the end of this episode, guys. No more Garlic Jr. this time. We do have Tenchi Muyo Movie 2 Midsummer's Eve / Daughter of Darkness coming up. We have already recorded that one, so we're not going to be asking for your input. I think Rob wrote in for that one, so you'll hear what Rob has to say for the next one. We're joined by Lance, Mr. Fusion. It's a great episode. Highly
fun episode.
Recommend listening to that one. But this episode that you are watching right now or listening to comes out on December 24th, Christmas Eve. this Tenchi movie is technically / actually a Christmas movie. So I really implore you, seek it out, watch it. It's a great time. And then just bring up your old friends at We Got a Podcast. An episode I think will be out like January 7th or some such. And check that out, what we had to say about that movie. And it's a really fun listen. You got to check that one out. When we come back...
Please do.
I was going to say, so I guess this is the last episode of 2025 for us.
This one is, yeah. When we come back in the new year. So here's expectations for you. That Tenchi episode is coming out when a new episode of this show would normally come out. You know, in the past when we've done Tenchi, we did Dragon Ball, Tenchi, Dragon Ball on opposite weeks. This time we're slotting this into a normal episode spot for this because, you know, we didn't want to be having to record in that kind of like post-Christmas, pre-New Year's, what is life kind of situation. So we wanted to keep it simple, not have to do that. But when we come back, there is something happening called Genkida Matsuri, in which we are going to kind of get an update about the state of Iyoku's Dragon Ball in 2026. And we will have an episode where we are kind of discussing what's the current state of Dragon Ball. So look forward to that. Also, there is a potentially dubious translation of Victory Mission out there. So those of you, I know someone wrote in once about wanting us to visit Dragon Ball Heroes Victory Mission by one Toyotaro. So that is coming in the new year. All sorts of fun stuff, guys. Of course, if you ever have ideas, stuff you want us to talk about, never hesitate to email us or let us know via other social media means. Even though I don't post on Blue Sky, I am always checking at both accounts, my own and We Got a Podcast as well. Right into wegotapodcast@gmail.com. I would love to do a mailbag episode someday. The last episode we did, someone wrote in asking what our favorite kind of dub moments were, or moments we thought where the dub really killed it, possibly even surpassing the Japanese version. And I would love to address more kind of bite-sized questions like that. So please, if you have questions like that, that would be maybe not a full episode, but just a little moment for us to spend 10 minutes discussing. Send those into wegotapodcast@gmail.com so that, or wegotapod@gmail.com, sorry. And then so we could do a little mailbag episode or several. That would be a lot of fun. I think I've said all I have to say here is kind of a ending off the year, giving you a little taste of what's to come in 2026. So what else is there to say? But catch you Matsinator.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas.
Happy New Year.